JBN, we keep you informed. Coming up in the news today, Portland Eastern residents concerned about spate of shootings. 5 shot, 1 fatally in Westmoreland. Man shot dead, other injured in Clarendon. 2 charged with murder of attorney face court today. Weapons seized after gunmen attack cops in Central Village. Retired cop among 4 killed in fatal crashes since Monday. And elderly woman perishes in St. Andrew fire. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. Portland Eastern residents concerned about a spate of shootings. There is growing concern about a spate of shootings in Portland Eastern. In the latest incident, which occurred Sunday night on West Street in Port Antonio, a man was killed and another injured. They were standing along the road shortly before midnight when a gunman carried out the attack. A resident, Richard Robinson, said since the announcement of the by-election, incidents of crime and violence have intensified in the area. As it is now, some of the tourists who used to come here and rent apartments or even houses of residents here, they don't want to come. They are cancelling, and that is hurting us. Most of these roads now and corners, you're not seeing anybody coming out after 6 p.m. They are afraid, he lamented. Another resident, Prince Jones, said he does not believe the incidents are linked to politics. He called for increased security presence in the community. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson has said there have been 5 shootings in Portland Eastern since last week. However, he could not say whether any was politically motivated. 5 shot, 1 fatally in Westmoreland. A man is dead and 4 other persons injured after a lone gunman opened fire on a group of people gathered along a section of the busy Great George's Street in Savamar, Westmoreland on Monday. Dead is 56-year-old taxi operator Anthony Tomlinson, otherwise called Fowler, of Burnt Savannah District, Westmoreland. Reports from the Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, of the Jamaica Constabulary Force are that about 5:05 p.m., an armed man allegedly opened fire into a crowd that was on the roadway. When the shooting subsided, 5 persons, including a 6-year-old boy, were found suffering from gunshot wounds. The police were summoned and the injured persons taken to the Savamar Public General Hospital, where Tomlinson was pronounced dead, and the child and one of the men admitted in stable condition. The other 2 injured persons were treated and released. The Savamar police are investigating. Man shot dead, other injured in Clarendon. 1 man was shot dead and another injured on Monday night in Maple, Clarendon. The deceased has been identified as 52-year-old Peter Dawkins, otherwise called Stammer, an auto body repairman of Sewell Crescent in the said town. Police reports are that about 7 p.m. Dawkins was at home with other people when armed men entered the yard and opened fire, hitting him and another man. The 2 were taken to the hospital where Dawkins was pronounced dead and the other man admitted for treatment. A 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 1 9mm cartridge was also found at the scene. The police gave no indication as to whom the weapon belonged, but said investigations are ongoing. 2 charged with murder of attorney face court today. 2 men who were arrested and charged with the murder of attorney Gareth Forbes are expected to appear in the Home Circuit Court today. The accused Ferdinand Phipps and Kemar Marsden are charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition. Forbes, 49, was shot to death at his home in Oak Ridge off Stillwell Road, Kingston 8 on January 17. The Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, reported that a relative found his body lying in a pool of blood about 10 p.m. Upon closer inspection, it was revealed that Forbes had been shot several times. The police were called to the scene and he was pronounced dead on the spot. Phipps is represented by attorney Walter Melbourne, while Marsden is represented by Dwight Reese. Weapons seized after gunmen attack cops in Central Village. A .38 I-point pistol was seized yesterday afternoon after gunmen reportedly shot at police officers in Central Village, St. Catherine. The lawmen who were on patrol said they were attacked about 12:08 p.m. when they approached a group of men at the corner of Havoc Crescent and Central Road in the community. They said the men opened fire at them and ran. The area was subsequently searched and the weapon containing 3 rounds of ammunition was found. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Investigations continue. Retired cop among 4 killed in fatal crashes since Monday. 4 people, including a retired policeman, have been killed in separate crashes since Monday, pushing road fatalities to 106 so far this year, according to statistics from the Road Safety Unit (RSU). The retired cop died on Tuesday after he was struck by a motor car along Mandela Highway in St. Catherine. He has been identified as 75-year-old Lloyd Booth of Union Estate in Twickenham Park, St. Catherine. Booth was reportedly walking along the roadway about 9:30 a.m. when he was reportedly hit by a Toyota Axio motor car. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police did not disclose the whereabouts of the driver, but said investigations continue. Booth's death was one of 2 fatal crashes recorded by the RSU on Tuesday. However, the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit was unable to provide details on a second incident. The other 2 fatalities occurred on Monday, but CCU could only give details on the death of a 50-year-old woman who was struck by a Toyota Coaster bus along the Bridgepen district in Black River, St. Elizabeth. According to reports, the victim, Althea Brown, was standing at her gate along the roadway about 8:05 a.m. when the bus driver allegedly lost control of the vehicle and crashed into her. She was pronounced dead at hospital. Based on RSU statistics, the other 2 road fatalities were a pedal cyclist and a passenger of a commercial motor vehicle. The unit noted that fatal crashes and fatalities have increased by 32% and 25% respectively when compared with the same period in 2018. Elderly woman perishes in St. Andrew fire. The police are reporting that a pensioner, believed to be in her 90s, perished in a fire at her home on Delacree Lane in St. Andrew on Tuesday. The woman has been identified as Eugene East. Reports have that residents saw fire coming from East's home about 3:30 p.m. and summoned the fire department. The Trenchtown Fire Department responded, and during cooling down operations, her body was found among the debris. The police said they are now awaiting a post-mortem to determine how to proceed with their investigations. The damage to the house, which the police said was uninsured, is estimated at $2.5 million. Chapelton Hospital being upgraded. Work is expected to begin this week on Phase 1 of the $120 million project at the Chapelton Community Hospital in Clarendon. The work will involve renovating and upgrading the facility and the building of a new ward. Construction is expected to last for 10 months. Funds for the construction have been donated by the United States-based Push Start Foundation through its head, Clarendon-born businesswoman Beverly Nichols. Speaking at a meeting with stakeholders at the hospital recently, Member of Parliament for the area and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Pernell Charles, called on the contractor and his team to ensure that the hospital premises are protected for the duration of the works. I'm also suggesting that you meet with the security teams to ensure that everyone is on the same page where protecting the site and workers is concerned, Charles said. Services at the hospital have been transferred to the Summerfield Community Center, also in Clarendon, effective April 1, 2019. The pharmacy services will be provided on a drop-off and pick-up basis for patients seen at the health center. Prescriptions will be collected from patients on Mondays and Wednesdays and delivered on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Residents can also access services at the Lionel Town and Maple hospitals and other health facilities in the parish. Do not feed the homeless on Kingston streets, remind KSAMC. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, is reminding members of the public that feeding homeless people on the streets of Kingston is strictly prohibited and must cease with immediate effect. The corporation, which issued the reminder in newspaper advertisement yesterday, highlighted King Street in downtown Kingston as one of the most prominent locations where Good Samaritans go to feed the homeless. However, it is said feeding the homeless at such locations is not tolerated, and the activity must instead be done at designated enclosed areas and buildings as prescribed by the KSAMC's Poor Relief Department. For more information, the public may contact the KSAMC's Poor Relief Department at 65 Anova Street via telephone at 876-922-6936-7. That's 876-922-6936-7 or 924-9277 or via email at poorreliefdepartmentksamc JBN@gmail.com. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.